Welcome back, our wonderful parents, to another episode of Grounded with Shannon. Today we're talking about a topic that seems small but is actually really important, and it's all about fine motor skills. And we know that from the age of 3 onwards, our kids really need to focus on fine motor skills and the actual development of fine motor skills. The reason why is that it aids in emotional development, it really supports self-soothing, and also when they start getting to school, those little movements with their fingers actually add to a huge amount of development later on. So let's get into it. When we have a look at fine motor skills, a lot of people question what are fine motor skills, but it's all those small moments like tying your shoelaces, cutting little pieces of Play-Doh, putting things in tins, pulling them out, using beadwork. All of those skills, actually we use a huge amount of muscles in our fingers, and at the same time is sending signals to our brain on constantly developing our brain, constantly growing our brain. And these little skills actually give our children so much confidence at the end of the day. You'll see that when your child actually masters the skill of tying their shoelaces, they feel amazing. It's tough to get there, but once they've mastered it, they're able to overcome another task that involves even more challenging fine motor skills. So I want to give you a little bit of tips today on how we can actually start focusing on fine motor skills and really getting these skills more developed in our children. And the first one we can start off with obviously is finger strength. Any opportunity to get your child to use their fingers, practicing writing, practicing drawing, taking a finger and drawing in the sand. If you've got Play-Doh, put little tools and utensils inside the Play-Doh. Get them to reach in and actually grip out. Using tweezers to find beads in a big bucket of different colors. All of those tiny little activities supports the brain development. The other thing you can do is get your children into the kitchen, get them to help you peeling carrots, cutting obviously with a knife that's very safe, but cutting up things in a safe and predictable manner, but really getting them to help you in the kitchen, which is a lot of fun at the same time too, and it's a wonderful bonding opportunity. The next is obviously grip, and this is where you want to use tongs, you want to use punches, straws, and pipettes. So really get your child to take grip of that straw. Play with different colors. You can use paintwork, but you want to see your children actually gripping onto things. And you'll see that when they're doing this, their executive functioning skills are also being developed because they're concentrating. They're excited to do these tasks and they're concentrating at the same time, which is wonderful. Then again, pre-writing. So before they actually start writing, give them some chalk, get them to use the chalk on the driveway, give them a box of sand and ask them to draw patterns in the sand. You can also use shaving cream and you can get them to really push their fingers into the shaving cream. It stimulates all of the senses and it gets them ready for actually writing. The other one is also when you start seeing your child reaching for some of these things, showing an interest in fine motor skills, another opportunity is to look at the nervous system again, because these activities actually help with self-regulation. So if you come across your child who might be having a tantrum, who might be a little bit dysregulated, actually give them a task that involves fine motor skills, and you'll be able to see how their nervous system starts regulating naturally without you even having to step in. The task alone sends signals to the brain to say it's time to regulate and self-soothe. Again, the other thing is really try and make it as joyful as possible. So this is really play, and we know that the only way that the brain learns is through play. So when you're putting all of these tables out, these tasks out, get involved with your child. Laugh while you're doing it. Play, connect, and that way your child is going to look forward to doing these opportunities time and time again. So really keep it simple, and I think 10 minutes a day of introducing fine motor skill opportunities, you'll start seeing a huge difference in the way your child starts to develop and the timelines in terms of how they start to develop. All of these little skills starts getting them ready for school, and also once they're at school, they've got a lot more confidence to take part in these activities, which you will definitely see from grade 1 and 2 upwards. So have some fun with your child, and remember, every opportunity to bond and connect is another opportunity for regulation and another opportunity to grow those little brains. We'll see you again next time in the next episode.